Hello, and welcome to All Things Riminii Mai. First off, just let me welcome you to today's episode and wish you a happy October. I just want to let you know that you may want to listen at your own discretion. Anything talked about is not meant to offend or set off anyone's triggers, but some episodes may. I will put a brief explanation of the episode in the description so you may decide on whether this episode is something you are okay with listening to. These stories will be based on past, present, and future Riminii Mai. Feel free to leave a comment below. Just keep in mind that I will delete any inappropriate posts. If you're interested in donating to the ASPCA through All Things Riminii Mai, please stay tuned until the end. Today's episode is a continuation of the Halloween 2021 series, Part 3. When I was young, I had to spend my weekends at my father's. He happened to live with my mama and papa, so it was more of a grandparents' visit to me. Next door to the left was my one cousin who hung out with me all the time when I came over on the weekends. To the right is my other cousin who I didn't really talk to much until I got older. This story is about my cousin's house to the left. No one could tell me why, but when my great-grandmother on my dad's side died, she had her house knocked down. She didn't allow anyone to save her things, but instead had the house demolished with everything still inside. I always thought that was strange, but as I said, no one could tell me why. After the house was demolished, it was buried underground. No, it wasn't cleaned up, just buried from what I was told. This house used to reside on the property that my cousin's parents now have a home on. There is an area in the yard where we can visibly see the ground sinking over the years, probably where the original house once stood. This will probably remain a mystery for me for the rest of my days. When I stayed at my cousin's as we were children, I always had a strange sense when in her home. I usually ignored it till our other cousin would come over and choose to play spirit games. And no, this is not the cousin that's next door to the right. This is a different cousin. As we got older, my aunt and uncle have experienced a few strange events. I wasn't told until I had already moved to Florida and was on one of my visits. The things they told me were a tad bit creepy. One time my aunt and uncle purchased a brand new washer and dryer for their home. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them worked like once. Then the second time my aunt went to use it, it just wouldn't start. She called the repairman to check it out. After the repairman did his thing and inspected the washer to check to see what was wrong, he went out to my aunt and uncle. And he flat out asked them why they disassembled the inside of their washer or dryer. My aunt and uncle looked at each other completely confused. My aunt replied that they hadn't touched the mechanics, only did a load of wash. What the mechanic had found was the washer was taken apart from the inside. It hasn't happened since then, but my aunt believes it was my great-grandmother. She believes she became angry about the new device, and that my aunt wasn't washing clothes like the old days. You know, by hand. I'm also told they have items that disappear. They won't find them for weeks to months at a time. They go up into the attic numerous times, yet the items appear on the stairs or a shelf out of nowhere. My aunt and uncle believe that my great-grandmother likes to play pranks on them. Perhaps it's true since something similar happens to us here in my house. But that's a story for another time. My aunt and uncle had warned me that my great-grandmother likes to turn off TVs and dim or turn off lights, which made me recall something from when I was a child. One night we were around the TV watching something, and the TV suddenly turned off, the lights dimmed, and my uncle had to get up to recite the light brightness and had to turn the TV back on. They all claim it was my great-grandmother messing with the electronics again. I kind of find it funny because it was the same day they had told me about my great-grandmother liking to turn off TVs and dim lights. Another story I was told was about a time my aunt was getting ready to leave the house. She had just finished cleaning the kitchen and dishes. Everything was where it was supposed to be. She went outside and realized she forgot something when she got to the car. So she headed back inside. When she walked into the kitchen once more, an old-time rag was sitting on her kitchen table, one she didn't own. She told me that it was a kitchen towel that probably belonged to the buried house. During one of my stays, I got super curious and actually tried communicating with my great-grandmother a bit. It was just by talking, nothing more. Now, I always have tinnitus, but that night, it got really loud. I've never experienced anything like that before or after that. I actually had to wear headphones playing music to drown out the ringing. I've read somewhere or heard that tinnitus can react to spirits, so it makes me wonder if she heard me. I kinda wish I knew a bit more about my great-grandmother, so I could tell if these were some of her normal shenanigans, or if it was something different. But she's one of the members I don't know anything about. I haven't been back to my cousins in a long time. I wonder if they had any more occurrences since I last visited. Thanks for listening to my vlog. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this episode, please leave a like. October is when it starts to get chilly in some places. I have decided to attempt to make $25 to $50 in donations to the ASPCA this October in order to help, even if just a little. If interested, please follow the link in the description to our Facebook page. The donation post is tagged to the top. Thanks again. See you next time.